Hello guys, well today I'm going to start sort of reviewing the Sega Saturn version of Mortal Kombat that I have. I'm going to start up with Mortal Kombat 2. This is the first one that was released for the Saturn, and then later on I'm going to be putting up the review for the UMK3 and the Mortal Kombat Trilogy versions as well. But for now, let's check out how Mortal Kombat 2 looks like on the Sega Saturn. Well, I hooked up my Sega Saturn to my HD TV, and actually it's a bit pixelated, but I think it does still look pretty good. As you can see, this one was also made and published by Acclaim and Probe. And this is sort of, or should be, an updated version of the Japanese release of Mortal Kombat 2 for the PS1. However, unfortunately not a lot has changed. In fact, I have both versions, the PS1 version and this one, and I must say that both of these are basically identical. The only difference is that the PS1 does have sort of a sound test menu in its options, and while the Sega Saturn version doesn't have it. But as you can see, the intro pictures are there from the arcade, so it's pretty cool. However, as you can hear, the music has been sort of exchanged. As far as I know, this one is using an updated or edited version of the music that you can hear in the PC version of Mortal Kombat 2. But for now, let's start up the game, how it looks like. So this is basically the main menu. We've got options. Let's check out what we have here. Credits. Set it to 9. You can set up whether Shang Tsung is able to morph to anybody, nobody, or just the opponent that he's currently fighting. It's important because since this is a CD-based game, it's going to be loading during the game. However, it is fucked up because if you morph with Shang Tsung to anybody during the game, the sprites will get blurred, and it's a bit weird. Okay, you can change Ninja Slide. This refers to how this sliding is done. So instead of low punch, block and low kick, you can use just high kick and low kick, just like in the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive versions. A cool thing is that you can select the background that you are going to start up with, including the hidden arena of Goro's Lair. But let's just kick off the game and see how it goes. Okay, so here we are, the character selection screen, and as you can hear, the character select sound is inappropriate. I don't know why they haven't fixed this. It was the same in the PS1 version, and as you can hear, the name of the fighter wasn't announced. Shao Kahn doesn't do any, or just very few amounts of announcements during the game. It doesn't announce the name of the character that wins the rounds and stuff like that. I guess to save CD swapping time. As you can see, there is a small loading. This is due to the sound effects, because they are being loaded during the game. However, if you do the sound effect once, it's going to sort of remain in the memory and not have such a loading going on. Graphically, I must say it looks pretty good. Graphically, this is really an arcade perfect port. Let's check out how the fatalities look like. As you can see, it even loads during fatalities, and even the sound wasn't appropriate. So this is a big downsider to this version. The background music in the battle plan is just awful or shitty. However, the actual soundtracks that they're using for the various stages are pretty cool, although not CD quality version like in the arcade, but still they sound okay. But there's going to be a problem with that, but I'm going to be showing that later on. And as you can see, I could easily land a freezing move with Sub-Zero against the AI. Now, in the arcade version, at least on the 3.2 version, you would never be able to do that. The AI would either jump over your freeze projectile or just duck, but you would never be able to freeze it like this. And actually, this is sort of a problem with this version. You can see here, no screaming sounds. It's loading constantly even while it says fatality, which is pretty weird. Okay, now we should be getting up to the wasteland, one of my favorite stages. Let's see how it looks like and sounds like in the Saturn version. Well, the stage itself looks pretty good. Everything is there that was there in the arcade version, and the background is nicely animated. However, the soundtrack is off. I mean, the music that we are hearing right now, that's the tower stage, that's not the wasteland. And this is another problem with the Saturn and the PS1 versions, is that they completely fucked up the order of the soundtrack for some reason. And I just don't know why they haven't fixed this properly. I mean, if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, especially MK2 fan, then you would just easily be able to pick up this mistake and correct it. However, nobody sort of noticed it, so I don't know why, but they haven't fixed it. So the actual soundtracks are all over the place. As you can hear now on the tower stage, we are hearing the music that should have been playing throughout the wasteland. So anyway, we are on the tower stage, another one of my favorites, and just really looks awesome. The colors are very nice, on par with the arcade version, or even a bit better, if I can say that. However, back to the game. Apart from the sound and loading issues, there's another big factor that's a problem with this game, and it's a serious problem, and that's the AI. The game is just way too easy. There's no challenge at all in playing it, especially if you are with Sub-Zero or with Scorpion or Kitana or well, I could name anybody else, because you can almost land all of your jump kicks, projectiles. You can just do the hardcore move with Scorpion throughout the game to kick the shit out of everybody. Or with Sub-Zero, the freeze move. This is really nice and okay, but I mean, if you are new to Mortal Kombat, but it's just way too easy. It's so easy that it's not even fun playing it at all. And well, in the options menu you got several difficulty settings. Well, I have tried out all of them on the Saturn and the PS1 version as well, and I have to say that they don't do anything at all. The AI just reacts the same way. It's just so cheap and easy that it's really not fun playing it against the computer at all. However, I've recently picked up older versions of Mortal Kombat 2 for MAME, and I've noticed that the AI on the 2-point version is exactly the same as on this one, so I guess they must have been using that one. I don't know why. I mean, I just don't get it, why they have to fuck it up like this one. I mean, they made the Genesis version before this, maybe even the 30X version, and that one had perfect AI arcade, into the arcade 3.1 version of the game. However, this one is just lame. I've fucked up the fatality as well, but never mind. At least it won't load that much. I did some search on the internet for this version of Mortal Kombat, how the reception for it was back then, because I didn't have it back in those years. I only managed to get my hands on it a couple of months ago, and basically it looks like that there was a big hoax about this version, that in the big media campaign back in those days, saying that this one is going to be arcade perfect and the best version of them all. Well, they couldn't have been more mistaken than that. I mean, graphics and sounds are okay, but the core of the game, the gameplay, it's just not there. I mean, it's still MK2. Content-wise, everything is there, all of the endings, ending pictures, hidden secrets, everything is there. However, damn, I was complaining about difficulty and now I'm getting my ass kicked. Anyway, I'm gonna be playing this with Scorpion going on. So, I mean, the difficulty is not probably just too easy, but yeah, like you can see, you can still get your ass kicked with this version as well. Well, at least they got the music for the portal stage, right? See, I'm not doing anything else than throwing harpoons, spears, and that's it. The tactics that you might have used in the arcade version don't really work in this one, because he is reacting differently. And with regards to the hidden characters, Jade is actually looking white instead of brown tanned. I don't know why. I guess they just swapped the color palette from Kitana for this one and didn't adjust the color palette of her body. But I think that you can do the same thing with Milena, yeah. Because in the arcade version you can just easily jump up and kick her in the air while she's trying to throw aside. But like I said, at least the graphics look pretty good. This wasn't right as well. I mean, it was missing the screaming sound from the beginning, and I'm not even mentioning the loading during the fatality. All in all, I must say, I played this version and the PS1 version quite a lot recently, and they're pretty much the same, which is a shame because the Saturn version came out after a year, while the Japanese MK2 version for the PS1 was released, and looks like they didn't do any updates or bug fixing on it at all. It's pretty annoying. It just sort of reminds me of the Amiga version when you had the loading throughout the fatalities. Although you had it, pretty much worse on the Amiga version, but what's most important is the gameplay, I think, and on the Amiga version they got the gameplay right. On this one it just sucks due to the AI. And a lot of people were complaining about the load times. Yeah, I know that they are a bit long, but I don't think that they are that bad. I mean, they are certainly much better than on Mortal Kombat Trilogy. A couple of new additions that weren't included in the arcade one is that, I think you had two types of male voices for the male characters on the arcade version. One of them was, let's say, Liu Kang, and all the rest. Well, there is a third one in this one that sort of sounds like Johnny Cage, or I think what Johnny Cage would sound like. So it's pretty cool, and they've also added in a new winning pose for Shang Tsung that you can see at the end of the arcade version when you beat it. Basically just stands there and laughs, and that's pretty cool. For the next character I'm going to be doing the same fatality. I'm just going to show you another bug. I don't really know what these guys at Probe or Acclaim were doing. I mean, if they would have been really fans of the game or wanted to have to deliver quality, they just could have done a lot better job. I mean, you're just inviting somebody from the street that has played already Mortal Kombat a couple of times, and would have been able to point out the major errors in this version in like 10 minutes, and then you could have gone in and fixed it. And they had 1 extra year after the release of the Japanese PS1 version. What the hell were they doing this time? I don't know. It's just upsetting. As you can see, when the AI got me with the spear move, he didn't even uppercut me, he just hit me in the face once, and that's it. I fucked it up. And this could have been really the best port of them all. I mean, the Sega Saturn was made for 2D graphics in the first place, and this is sort of a missed opportunity here, I think. This could have been really awesome. I haven't played this in a versus mode against anybody else, but due to the loading times, it wouldn't have been that much fun either. But at least now we are fighting on the tower stage. Okay, I'm gonna give the next round to Shang Tsung just to be able to show you guys the winning pose, and you could see the loading. And I'm not sure how you guys can see it on the video due to the camera effect, but after the transformation all the pixels were just blurred. And even now, just looks shit. And so much for showing Shang Tsung's spinning pose, because she remained in the form of Kitana. Well, I wasn't able to show you guys the napalm blast, bug, but basically if you're doing it from the opposite side, the burning figure will just face the wrong direction. So, okay, now let's see how Kintaro is in this version. Can't remember really, but I think he isn't arcade perfect at all, at least AI wise. Or maybe he is. Okay, I'm gonna be trying to be more careful. Not arcade perfect at all. I was just easily able to do the spear move on him after I kicked him in the head. And even when he's doing the telestomping move, first he sort of looks like, you know, he would be sinking into the ground and then jumping up. Just looks weird. Anyway, let's see how Shao Kahn is. Maybe he's better. If you can remember, in the Mega Drive, in the 32X version, he was only saying "you will die," and that was his only line. I can't remember whether he was saying anything else in this one. You will die. Get over here. See, it's not a challenge at all. I mean, you will die. Okay, it looks like he's not saying anything else in this version either. Oh, wow, to me as well. Okay, I think you can see the screen is all over the place. And due to the CD loading thing, he didn't scroll through the background, it just exploded here. As you can see, the color of the text is incorrect. I mean, it should be sort of more green or different green. I don't know, but let's see the ending. And as I said, everything is there, and the ending looks just the same as on the arcade version, which is at least nice that they didn't fuck up the pictures here. What they did fuck up is the music, because it's not playing at the end. So all in all, this could have been a great port. Unfortunately, it turned out to be pretty crap. And if you are a collector of Mortal Kombat 2, this is of course a must-have. I mean, the box itself, the Sega Saturn box looks cool, and it's good to have it in your collection. And it might be fun playing it a couple of times, but definitely not the one to have. I'm just gonna try to go back to the main menu. See if I can show you there's extra credits in this one. Oh, you cannot check out that credits in this version, only the PS1. Never mind that. So this has been my review of Sega Saturn Mortal Kombat 2. Upcoming next one is UMK3 for the Sega Saturn. Stay tuned.